Here we have the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. Now this one comes in the limited trim level. Serenity white pearls this color, and then we do get brown leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's mated to the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission. But as you come around to the front end here, I love the new design. At first, I just thought it was kind of goofy, but now that I see it in person, it's just fantastic. And this is the second one I've reviewed. The lights don't flash like that. That's how my camera's picking them up, but LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights there. Just a really cool design here. Kind of like the Ioniq 5s. It gives me that kind of retro vibe, where it's just something that gets your attention when you see it coming down the road. Now these are gonna be 20-inch alloy wheels. I like that design there too. And I like how they look big on here, but not too big. Passive keyless entry on the front two doors. I love how they put the wood there. This looks nice. We get one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, regular power windows for the back. Electronic child locks and rear window locks are here. Power door lock controls. We get power folding side mirrors, blind spot monitors in those, so we can pick a side here or offset in the middle. Memory seat functions, Bose sound system, electronic parking brake. We have a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. Now I am impressed by the wood here, how it goes across. I'm going to show you the screen after a while, but it looks fantastic. And then here we have our power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar support. And I want to give a huge shout out to Hyundai of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this today. I'll leave a link below in the description. Well, let's go ahead and check out all the features here. It's all the standard. And then Serenity white pearls, a 470 option. Floor mats first aid kit brings it to $47,255. So not bad really for what I consider to be a pretty loaded out vehicle. We get 3-stage heated outboard seats on the door handle here. Bottle holders are there. There's an additional storage for a smaller bottle there. I mean, this is just fantastic. And then we do have the blinds here, which is a must. You're gonna have some kids back here trying to nap. But I like how much darker it makes it in here with the sunshade. But side or rear pockets on both sides, excuse me. I need some light back here now. Love it. And then we have this. You can pull that out. It's a little storage compartment there. It's crazy how dark it is in here. And then we have bottle holders here in the center. There's a view of the third row from up here. And I love the skylight and how we have the sunroof up front there as well. That's very impressive. Turn this light off. Now this is still halfway wrapped in plastic because of course as soon as it got to this dealership, people haven't stopped looking at it. So as soon as I got a chance, I came out here to review it. Because again, I've done the SEL, and excuse the wind noise, but I wanted to take a look at a fully loaded, almost a fully loaded Santa Fe and see what it was bringing to the table. So LED tail lamps there, integrated into the tailgate. So that's a look comparing the third row up to the third row down. And then I'm gonna get this out of the way so you can see the space. You saw how I was sitting in that second row and still have at least room for little legs to sit back in the third row. USB-C bottle holders, rear AC controls are there, USB-C, and ooh, a 3-prong 115-volt plug-in there. Very nice. Now the top tethers for those seats, I'll show you what the anchors are after a while, but I wanted to show those while I could from back here. And there's a 12-volt over here, and we can release the second row from right there. And I actually like the tailpipe here, even though it's not a dual exhaust. I like how they did that there. Spares underneath there. And then I also like the gloss black roof rails. But here, anchors are right in there. And if you want to fold this seat down, pretty easy to do. It'll fold flat and you just want to release that. And okay, this is pretty neat. Usually when I fold it flat and it locks, I have to like use my hand and my knee to pull it back up, but it releases to pop back up, so I only need one hand. That's pretty impressive. And then from the back seat, you can do that to go ahead and get back there, hitting that release. And you also have the bar below to slide that as well. So far, just very, very capable, I think. And then here we have the front passenger seat, power seat, back seat bottom. Love the ambient lighting there. We have a pad here, glove compartment here, and then a top pocket here. Very impressive storage. And then of course we have storage in the middle here with a 12 volt to hide underneath all of that there, which we'll get to in a minute. I think I forgot to pop the hood. I was so excited to review this. So I'm gonna go ahead, show you the release there. And it's the little things. I love how they have Santa Fe right in there. That looks good. The bird got me just a little bit. But there's that 2.5 Turbo 4. And next, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So a nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn sound. Now we have two 12.3 inch screens, and you kind of have this little gap here to give it that full screen effect there. I love how it's curved though. It looks so nice. Now for your audio, you do get AM, FM, XM radio. On top of that, you have your Bluetooth, as well as your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And then in here, you can pull up your setup for your nav, vehicle settings, and then your general settings here. You can change your language and units right in there. I get asked that a lot, so I always try to go through it. But you can add your home, your work, and then you also can just hit that eyeglass there and just type in destinations or filter through what kind of destination it is, all of that. Now your backup camera is right there. Pretty good picture. You have that bird's eye view as well. And then I put it in drive and I get this view here because of this vehicle in front of me. So pretty neat, all the camera views you have. Down here we have the dual zone automatic climate controls. We can adjust fan speed here, cut the whole system off there. Heated steering wheel toggle, you have 2 stages. And look at that, I love the graphics there. You hit that, that just looks like it should be in something that's 150,000 instead of 50,000. But again, 3-stage heated cool front seats, nice to have. And I like that you can also go between your front and rear if you want to control that AC, just the push of a button right there. Now we do have automatic brake hold here. Your drive modes, you can toggle between 4, normal, sport, my drive, and snow. And then you have a 4-wheel drive lock here if you want to put that into use. Auto stop, downhill brake control, hit this camera button, and again, it pulls that up. And then you can press and hold this to activate the parking assist system, and it shows you how to go through that. So you leave the vehicle, and if you got to get in a tight spot or whatever, you can do that. And then your parking sensors, you can toggle those there. Now here you get 2 USB-C ports, and then I like that you can kind of debate what you want to do here, whether you want to charge or you want to go ahead and run the CarPlay or Android Auto through that. And then you have a USB-C port there. I'm going to show you how this works, which is one of my favorite features. When you put the phone on the charging pad, it starts to show you how it's charging. So pretty neat there. And then not sure what that does. I would think maybe if you put your phone on here, it cleanses it. I don't know, but very, very nice. Bottle holders are here. Center console cubby space. Decent size, right? So I'll remove this if I can get it. And then way more space down in there. Now for the sunroof, all of your controls are going to be right here Lights are there. And then you can actually decide if you want to close that sunshade in the back or activate your sunroof up front. That's as far back as it goes, but pretty neat how you're able to do that. And then we do have our garage door transmitter here. Pull this down, and then you have to activate that light there for the vanity mirror. So interesting that I have to hit the button for that. But back to the steering wheel here. Blinkers. And we do have those side view mirrors, or side view cameras, excuse me, that you can use for your blind spots. High beam toggle, turn those off there. And then in auto, you can toggle the automatic high beams there. We do get our intermittent wipers that are automatic. So one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust our auto sensitivity there. And then we have our rear wiper, low, high, off there. Push back for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front. And then our shifter is in this neat little spot. So you just pull this for drive, tap for neutral, pull all the way down for reverse, press the side here for park. Paddle shifters are behind. Smart cruise, you can toggle that there. Adjust the speed and then click to pause or resume there. And then the gap adjust for your smart cruise, lane centering there. And you can use this to go through your sub menus. And then when applicable, you can use this as a scroll bar here. And then hit the OK button as well. Your tire pressure monitor is there, and then your torque output is shown right there too. But hit this mode button, it goes through your audio sources, and you can set that up there. And then you also have the custom button on the steering wheel, which you can set up here. And then you have the custom one on the radio there. So several different buttons that you can set up. Voice recognition, volume, down, up, click to mute. And then you can go through your track list or radio station presets here. Bluetooth buttons there. And this is the sensor for your smart cruise to make sure you're paying attention. Push button start. Make sure I have the right key here. Yeah. Here's the key fob with remote start. And then that parking assist is right in there. And then you can also use this button for your power lift gate. Next, let's go ahead and take this Santa Fe Limited out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Santa Fe Limited, pretty impressed by the 2.5 Turbo 4. I've driven a lower trim level already, so I kind of know for the most part how these drive. But especially with this brown interior, it's nice to know just how much of a difference it makes going up in trim level. It feels much nicer in here. And keep in mind, I think it was an SEL that I drove, was still very nice, but just all the features that you get here, specifically just this brown interior, how good it looks, just makes you feel like you're in a Range Rover. And they did a great job with designing this inside and out. But I'm a big fan of the 8-speed wet dual clutch here. I know a lot of people don't like that, but me personally, I love driving it. I love how much fun it is to shift. It's just a neat powertrain. Now, reliability wise, don't know if it's been out long enough to really know how good it is, but as of now, just from a fun factor in a brand new vehicle, I've never had any issue out of them. But this feels like $1 million. It really does. So I'm gonna give it a little pull getting on the interstate here. Not gonna give it too much until I get around this corner, but I am gonna push it just a little bit while I have space. Yeah, it just gets up to speed like nothing. So slowing down, coming around this corner, giving it another pull. Very impressive. But smart cruise here. We have the lane centering, adaptive cruise, just to make your commutes a bit better while getting 28 miles per gallon on the highway. But Great sound acoustics in here. I can feel the wind pushing me more than I can hear it, and I can feel the glass and all that kind of doing a great job at keeping the wind out of here. But even with the 20-inch wheels, still, road noise wasn't that noticeable to me. The ride quality was great. Just an impressive redesign here. And especially in one of the higher trims, it's nice to see just how far that the Santa Fe has come, because in the SEL you can tell, but here it's a different animal. It's just very impressive. Just having something that feels as luxurious, looks as great inside and out, and then still is very practical. Now, with so many vehicles in this like mid-sized SUV space, not necessarily a Tahoe or an Expedition or a Sequoia, but something that's just, you need a third row because you have smaller kids, not because you're going to be trying to take a basketball team somewhere or something like that. There are just so many different options. You have the Santa Fe from Hyundai. Of course, you have GM's lineup with the Traverse, the Acadia, all of that. And then you have Ford with the Explorer, Toyota's Highlander, Honda's Pilot, I guess, would be a good competitor here. But with all that being said, I feel like Hyundai is just kind of, in terms of tech, in terms of just thinking outside of the box, they've really stayed ahead of the game from everything from the features that come here to just how luxurious you can feel in a $48,000, $50,000 vehicle, whereas a similarly equipped Mercedes or a similarly equipped, heck, even a GM vehicle might run you 60, 70 grand. So they did a great job once again with this all-new Santa Fe. And I know it's boxy and it looks weird, but once you see one in person, you'll think, oh, you know what, they did their thing there. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe in the limited trim level.